Cricket presents the Campfire. Today we're analyzing District 8-6A. Teams in this district include Arlington, Bowie, Sam Houston, Lamar, Martin, Grand Prairie, Haltom, and South Grand Prairie. Let's begin by taking a look at this district in our film session. In 2024, Joseph Sam's Arlington Bowie Volunteers were the district champs. Bowie went 7-0 in 8-6A. The Vols will be the favorites again, despite graduating a huge senior class. Defense should be the name of the game for Bowie as they return linebackers Bryson Castillo and Galatians Pokafi. They will look for wide receiver Kiedrick Osunde to make big plays offensively. South Grand Prairie will have 8 offensive starters returning, including quarterback Dalen Brooks, running back Josiah Lucas, and two-way star Cade Wallace. The Warriors have what it takes to make a run at the title. Arlington Martin missed the postseason for the first time in 2 decades last year, but expect to bounce back this fall. The strength of the Warriors should be in the trenches on both sides of the ball, which will be crucial to get Martin back to the top of the district. Arlington was a playoff team and returns 1,800-yard passer Coleman Cravens, along with receiver Jamar Burton and the district's best offensive lineman Eli Holbrook. Lamar has seen their roster get poached by the big boys the last couple of years, but Billy Skinner's Vikings are hoping to persevere and gain a postseason spot behind linebacker Braylon Williams. Haltom was a surprise playoff team last year, but they're on the radar of district foes this season. The Buffaloes will be led by underrated tailback Federico Roberson. Grand Prairie will be looking to rebuild under new head coach Kenchi Ross, while Sam Houston broke into the win column for the first time in years last season and will look to build on that in 2025.
The Campfire is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
We love easy. 4! Yeah!
Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today. The Campfire is brought to you by Kubota, the #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can.
For an even deeper look at 8-6A, here's producer Ward Fasold and insider Matt Diggs with the district breakdown.
All right, Diggsy, we're talking 8-6A, which, over the last couple of years, maybe it was just last year, we've had trouble getting them in a lot of teams in your preseason rankings and definitely in the final rankings. But there's some solid players in this district. And I teased last week, I don't think Lake Highlands will play South Grand Prairie in the first round because I think both of them are going to win their districts. I think South Grand Prairie has what it takes to win their district. Tell me what you think about this district and what Arlington teams will spark your interest as well.
Last year was one of the craziest districts. Every week when we were on our Digging for Wisdom podcast, there's always one result. We're like, we just can't figure this out. And Arlington Martin really seemed like they could never figure it out. And they ended up not making the playoffs. And we had 4-way ties and 3-way ties and some crazy things going on last year. But South Grand Prairie feels like they've got the complete team this year. They got Dalen Brooks coming back. They got 4 underclass linemen who were coming back, who made all district honorable mention last year. 1,750 yards passing, 19 touchdowns for Dalen Brooks last year. He had 270 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns running the ball. But, he doesn't have to run the ball much because they got Josiah Lewis coming back. The last couple of weeks we've been talking about stud running backs going back to 6-6A and Travis Agee and Chance Coley, and last week with Christian Rhodes. Josiah Lucas has got more yards than all those running backs coming back. He had 1,400 yards last year. South Grand Prairie is positioned to be the district champion in a very parity-driven district because I think, as we found out last year with Haltom coming out of nowhere, there's a lot of teams that are going to be competing for the other 3 playoff spots.
All right, run down 1 through 8 for me.
Number 1, I got South Grand Prairie. Number 2, I've got Arlington Lamar. I got Bowie at number 3, Arlington Martin at number 4, Arlington High at number 5, Haltom at number 6, Grand Prairie at number 7, and the Texans from Sam Houston, number 8.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now let's take a look at some game changers in our Players on the Rise, presented by Parker University. The best edge rusher in 8-6A is Arlington Martin's Jesse Ford, a unanimous first-team all-defensive selection. Ford powered through the offensive line with his brute strength to tally 7.5 sacks last year. Jesse has that juice when it comes to getting off the ball, which often puts him in the backfield seconds after the snap. Jesse has committed to TCU. Sticking to the defensive side of the ball, Bowie's Bryson Castile will be a force at the linebacker position. As a junior, Castile made 59 tackles, 5 for loss, 4 sacks, and forced a fumble. Not only is Castile a hard hitter, but he's quick too. When Bryson has a bead on the ball carrier, he will most likely introduce that player to the turf. Castile heading to Space City to play for the University of Houston. One of the scariest sights in 8-6A is when opponents see South Grand Prairie's Josiah Lucas running free. As a junior, Lucas turned the Gopher Bowl into his own personal playground. Josiah ran for over 1,500 yards and 20 touchdowns as a junior. His 5'7", 175-pound frame reminds many of a young Marshall Faulk, which is fitting since Lucas committed to Faulk's alma mater, San Diego State. Another unanimous first-team all-district selection is Haltom running back Federico Roberson. He's one of the more unsung players in the district, but hear me when I tell you, Federico is a house call waiting to happen. As a junior, he rushed for almost 1,700 yards and 17 touchdowns while leading the Buffs to an unexpected playoff appearance. Federico is also a dangerous option in the passing game for Jason Tucker's squad.
Switch to Cricket and get nationwide 5G, so you can post that epic ooh. If you switch, you also get a free phone, which you need. Welcome to getting more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
75 years of made-to-order goodness. That's Whataburger. Goodness 24/7. The Campfire is brought to you by Kubota, the #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can.
Our Ward for Sold caught up to South Grand Prairie head coach Levin DeLay to talk about his Warriors in our Media Day segment.
All right, we're talking 8-6A with South Grand Prairie head coach Levin DeLay, and coach is a good friend of the show. I know, despite being a playoff squad last year, you probably weren't happy with the 3 district losses, but man, the stuff you got coming back offensively, it's really got my juices flowing, and I'm not even part of the coaching staff. You won't hire me for some reason, probably because I don't know a thing about football. But with Josiah back there and Dalen as quarterback, and you got yourself a receiver coming back, talk to me about how excited you are to get back on the field here in August.
Well, for starters, I've been trying to hire you since 2016. I think that's when we first met. So let's throw that out there. No, yeah, last year we were on a little bit of a roll, and we hit a couple bumps, and it was partly because of our opponent and partly because it was self-inflicted, but it is what it is. It's a brand new season. As you mentioned, we got some experience coming back, and that's exciting. So these kiddos, these seniors, were 8th graders whenever I arrived. And so that's probably the most exciting part is whenever I came, I said I wanted to build a fence around our middle schools and keep our kids here. And we've done a really good job at it. And this core has been with us. And a lot of these seniors, you know, they played as sophomores 2 years ago. So we've got experience coming back, but, you know, potential doesn't mean anything. You know that. You've been around this game long enough. We got to go execute and go perform and go compete every Friday night.
Coach, I appreciate you joining me, man. It's only about a month away, and we're going to start kicking this thing off. I know everybody's antsy to get it going, but I appreciate you taking time to join us.
I appreciate you reaching out, and go Warriors.
You can catch the entire interview Friday on our social media channels. Hey, that'll do it for this week's Campfire. Next week, we take a deep dive into 9-6A. Until then, have a great week, everybody.